Ugh. Love it. Love this show. Do you love this show? It's my favorite show. It's me. I watch it all the time, every day. The GTA 6 Sad Truth from Legacy Killa HD. There's a lot of sad truths about this GTA 6, but let's see what he's got to say about this sad truth. Hopefully I'm not in the way, because I really don't want to move my box, because I'm hiding some things behind my box. Over here. If I just move the box over, you'll be able to see what I'm hiding. Please don't be in the way, me.
How is she not an improvement in looks over, let's say, Trevor? Why is she so fat, though? Man body, they went woke. The game is clearly designed to appeal to... Okay. Shoulders and jaw looking kind of masculine, don't you think, Rockstar? The necklace hides the Adam's apple. Why the man's shoulders? Is this supposed to be one of those mythical...
Bro, get roasted. Get roasted on your ugly-ass characters.
Passing that. She could lose a few... Also, the cat area does look right at all. Seems there's a bulge in there. The strip clubs will be the most visited biz for real. I actually agree with that. And yes, if you have not been on Twitter the last couple weeks, this was the image...
I am in the way, damn it! Ugh! Okay. Well, you're about to see my secrets. There you go. It's a lamp and an air conditioner built into the wall. Awesome. You see, you love it? You love it? See the lamp? Well, it's gone. Gone, just like that. Never see it again. I'm gonna be a weird floating body up here, where I'm gonna put me. Deal with it. I ain't messing with it.
Caused all the uproar. It is an AI image of Lucia, not a real Grand Theft Auto 6 image at all. Still went viral because it does look very realistic. I mean, that's just the nature of AI now.
So that's not real? It's just AI? Okay. Okay, I can deal with that. I thought it was real. And it definitely looks like it's AI generated. I'll give everybody that. This is an AI generated image which can be confirmed by checking the user's recent posts, which include deepfake nudes of this same character and a video that says, with the power of AI, I can talk to you. So I can talk to this girl? I can talk to the GTA girl? Man, I'm about to have me a new girlfriend.
Nowadays, it's catching up, and it's hard to distinguish between, you know, fake and real. And yeah, 142,000 likes and a lot of very interesting reactions, to say at the very least. But I would argue that there's been a lot of other interesting posts that have been going viral in regards to GTA 6, such as the Crypto Bros talking about how GTA 6 might create millionaires in the future.
We have Grand Theft Auto 6 on the way. Dude, I'm going to be playing the fuck out of that game. You know why? Because people are going to be building and doing business on that thing for the next 10 years. If you want to make money, get on Grand Theft Auto and get good. They're about to roll out some digital currency feature. If they don't,
he's not talking at all about it. He's just theorizing. Again, Crypto Bros, no AAA companies like that going to take a risk like this.
Don't be foolish of them. Imagine now you have a...
They 100% are not going to have a way for you to make real world money in this game or off of this game. No shot, because they don't want to be implicated in the same things that Steam is being implicated in right now.
Digital currency attached to a game like Grand Theft Auto. These things need to be digitalized. So digital collectibles, these are going to be your non-fungible assets. Imagine people, instead of playing Counter-Strike and collecting all these skins, or the Fortnite skins, actually had the ability to what? Own, trade.
Literally what I was just saying about Steam being implicated in being complicit with the gambling going on around their Counter-Strike skins. They ain't going to get involved in that.
And sell that thing that they...
Yeah, this sounds like more of a want than something that's actually going to happen. And like I said, people have all kinds of different hopes and prayers for what Grand Theft Auto 6 will deliver on. And unfortunately, I think some of these hopes and ambition and whatever, it's just not going to happen, and it's unrealistic. Like these crypto dreams with the FTC, SEC, and all that stuff, Rockstar's not going to be playing around with any of that. That would be foolish in my opinion. And the comments are correctly bring up, this dude has never played a Rockstar game in his life. I don't think so either. But to end 2024, we obviously did not hear anything at all from Rockstar Games in regards to Grand Theft Auto 6. It was a full year with no news at all. Obviously, we received some interesting things coming out of Take-Two Interactive, the parent company of Rockstar Games. They pretty much...
In GTA, you play a degenerate criminal. So if they bring any gameplay into the real world and have it connected to our real lives, that would mean that we are indirectly a degenerate criminal. Like, that's what they're pushing us to be if they bring these mechanics into real life. And we don't need any more of that. We already got people pretending that they're in a GTA game stealing Kias and shit. Not saying that has anything to do with it being in the video games. I think kids are just stupid and they mimic dumb shit that they see. It don't matter what it is. They're gonna do some kind of dumb shit. If it's not one thing, they'll pick another.
Pretty much just said like, hey, the game's gonna be great, and we saw that parroted throughout social media and, you know, various websites for the last year or so. Those are things that it's not really news, it's just that's what they're gonna say about their highly anticipated game. And the only real tidbit of news that we actually got was the fact that Grand Theft Auto 6 nailed down on fall 2025 as a release date. The problem with that is that there's strong speculation, even coming from Bloomberg's Jason Schreier, that the game's probably not going to land in 2025 and it could be delayed to 2026. But wait,
I'm gonna bet you that it's not even gonna come in 2026, or it will, and it'll be like November or December, which I don't see that as being the year. I see that as being the following year, because you're gonna get it and play it through the next year.
we don't know that for a fact. It's all right now just speculation, and Rockstar Games, they have been silent for almost 400 days on Grand Theft Auto 6. I think that's why so many people are convinced that a delay is coming. But yeah, Grand Theft Auto fans aren't happy about ending 2024 without GTA 6 news. And the big thing is there were so many theories, from moons to the big 27 conspiracy. It ended up meaning absolutely nothing. If it actually did mean anything, maybe at Rockstar Games, it was an internal joke and that was it. Rockstar Games did not tease at any release dates or trailer number 2 or anything. It just never happened. We did see Grand Theft Auto 5's Michael actor Ned Luke getting in on the fun recently too. He said December 27th and then put a bunch of stars. Immediately, again, 45,000 likes. Everybody thought that this was a hint to Grand Theft Auto 6. It was not. He was teasing a partnership with Asus. That was it. And Ned Luke is known for behavior like this. And the actors, people posted clips for endlessly over the years.
10 out of 10 troll from Michael. I gotta give it to him, because it got eyes on his post. Because people see Michael and they're like, this is the real Michael. His name's not Michael. I don't even know what his real name is. Nobody does. Nobody does. He's just Michael.
Of them talking about Grand Theft Auto 6, but they've said on every single time they have no idea what's going on at Rockstar Games. They have no involvement, and they're just fans like we are. So unfortunately, this just meant nothing. And again, there's been a lot of that. We did see recent reports, again, just from Take-Two Interactive, showing the hype and the anticipation surrounding this game, with Take-Two Interactive projecting that they're going to generate $3.2 billion in revenue. Like I said, this is the most highly anticipated game ever, and that money, it's going to print no matter what. Controversy, or this is just one of those games that's too big to fail. Now, the larger ambitions for this game to go on for like 10 to 15 years, like Grand Theft Auto 5 has gone on for, you know.
It may be too big to fail initially, but they better do this right and don't make gamers mad like a lot of these other AAA companies have been doing here recently. Because just because it's too big to fail doesn't mean it's not too big to crash and burn. I hope it doesn't. I hope it comes out and it's really good, because I want to play this. I'm not going to play it immediately. It'll probably take me like 2 years to get around to it, because I want to play it in its completed form. 100%, it's not going to be done for like the first year or two. And who knows? We might not even get it on PC. And that's where I will be playing it. I won't get it on anything else, because all I have is a PC. Not getting it on Xbox because I have a Linux PC at that.
To have 200 million copies sold lifetime, that's difficult, because that all relies on the launch going successfully and being, you know, a massively successful game that everybody wants to play. And that's up to Rockstar Games and Take-Two Interactive to convince players that this is the true next generation of gaming. And I think that's the pressure that Rockstar Games has right now, and that's why they're taking their time. And fortunately, games like Red Dead Redemption 2, the success of that, and Grand Theft Auto Online ensures that they can take as long as they wish. Obviously, investors and so on will not be happy about that, but they're going to ensure that this product is the best it can be. And also that
Best it can be. I wonder how broken it's gonna be at launch. It's gonna be awful at launch. There's gonna be bugs galore, but there's gonna be plenty of content made around it, I guess. So it might be a good thing, maybe. It is going to 100% be broken, missing features. People are gonna be upset about a lot of the characters and designs in the game. Don't act like that this isn't gonna be a thing, because it literally is in every major release ever. And people just forget that games come out broken now. And they were like, I can't wait to play on day one. I can't wait. I'm going to pre-order it. I'm going to pay $150 for the full version of it so I can play it 5 days early. While it's broken and missing features. And probably won't be an online mode when it comes out. Who knows? We'll see. If it's anything like GTA 5 was when it came out. Basically, it actually was unplayable on PC because it wasn't even out on PC.
that's why I think some of the concerns about the wokeness and all of this stuff, it has been mounting. And also Dan Houser no longer.
That's not even what I'm worried about. Literally what I just said. Which will be fixed, just not right away. And that needs to stop happening. People need to stop buying games. Even if you know they're going to be 10 out of 10 later. Buy them later. So they will learn their lesson to not drop a shitty broken game for $150 that I know it will cost when it comes out. Sure, you pay $70 for the base game, but that's not going to include all the extra stuff you're going to get and that 5-day early access. Which really all that extra stuff is stuff that they could have included in the game, but locked you out behind a paywall. And also, you're not paying to play 5 days early. You're paying to play it on the release date. You pay $70 to pay it 5 days late. Or however long it is. I don't even know if it's going to be $150. That's just speculation.
Longer being at Rockstar Games. This is something that's been widely discussed since he left around 2021. So this is what we're actually talking about largely today in this video, and it really is the absence of Dan Houser and some of the key creators at Rockstar Games, and why some of those concerns I do think are extremely valid, but I also do think that there's enough individuals that have led this franchise for the last number of decades that I think they're still going to get this right with Grand Theft Auto 6, and it's going to be that must-play game that everybody expects it to be. But yes, we've seen more leaks happening. There was some GTA San Andreas source code that apparently got out, along with a couple of other source codes recently, but an actual janitor or somebody that was not supposed to be inside of Rockstar Games a couple of years ago took video of a PS5 dev kit and a screenshot of Lucia in the game. Obviously it doesn't mean anything at all, but as this Polygon headline brings up, someone apparently risked taking pictures of GTA 6 inside Rockstar offices for the worst leak of all time, and truly it just showed absolutely nothing. And all they did was risk the, Take-Two Interactive and their lawyers coming after them, because it was noted that the Google Drive that had this information on it, this little video within Rockstar San Diego's offices, it contained personal information of the individual that leaked all of this. So again, those Take-Two lawyers, we've seen what they've done to modders, can only imagine what they do to leakers. And actually, I think we do have a precedent on that, in which they went after a website in which they leaked out some hack material. They sued them for like $1 million. So there's precedent there. But the only thing that Grand Theft Auto 6 community has gotten in the last couple weeks and months in regards to actual new GTA 6 stuff is trailer number 1, but slightly better, because a slightly better version of the first trailer was found to be uploaded on the Chinese social media website Bilibili, I think that's how it's pronounced, just slightly better, as you can see in these screenshot comparisons. Again, the GTA 6 community, they're doing the best they can. There's just not much there to be excited by. And just to understand the hype and the anticipation surrounding this game, especially...
What is this game? What is this game? What is it? Is it gonna be good? There has been zero marketing and this game comes out in less than a year. What is happening with GTA 6? It's feeling like a Sonic 06 situation. How bad is it? I want to know, how bad is it? I haven't heard anything. Nobody's heard anything, which safe to assume that it's bad.
Actually, within the GTA 6 community, look no further than this sweatshirt that is right now up for sale, and it's up to $1,400 in bids. This is a Rockstar Games employee merchandise. This was sent out to various developers during the holidays. There's nothing really special about it. It's just the colorway of Grand Theft Auto 6 and the Rockstar Games logo. And again,
I could print one of those and sell it for 1,400 bucks. Is that what you're telling me? That looks incredibly easy to print. People are stupid, man. People are really stupid. This game is gonna make millions and millions and millions of dollars and possibly billions. Even if it's broken nonsense garbage.
$1,400. It's just insane how they feel about merch, anything associated with Rockstar Games and Grand Theft Auto 6. Yeah, $1,400 right now. But very much so, Rockstar Games, the last couple of years, they've been embroiled in a lot of controversy. We saw the Grand Theft Auto 5 expanded and enhanced edition. The trailer was slammed as a joke. Many people were upset about the enhancements that came for GTA 5. That was a massive controversy that we talked about a couple of years ago. Then the big one, which again, this is the one that many people do not feel that Rockstar Games has done enough, even with all the patches and stuff that have come about the last year or two. It's the fact that the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition, that really marred the company.
I just hope they didn't shut down Red Dead Online, so those would be the people that would be working on GTA 6, and the people that were working on GTA 5 stayed working on GTA 5. I really, really hope that's not the case, because Red Dead Online was stinky poo-poo garbage. And then they abandoned it.
A moment in which many people saw Rockstar Games just not caring about the quality, about the products that they were putting out. And obviously Rockstar Games didn't lead the way in the development of that. It was Grove Street Games, a development studio with a lot of really bad ports and stuff. But Rockstar Games still, their QA department was responsible for overseeing it, and they published it, and they also went after mods, and they delisted the original games as well. It was just a slap in the face to longtime fans with an inferior version of games that really deserve so much better. Then there's Red Dead Online. Again, this is...
And you know, it is really not bad to play the original ones. Because I have the original ones, and I'll play them. And even though they don't really hold up in graphics, I don't care. They're still really good, and I love them, and I love playing them. They have some kind of charm to them.
The last live service, it did not really, I mean, it was obviously abandoned around 2022, but if you were an actual fan of Red Dead Online, you know that the online was pretty much abandoned by Rockstar Games a couple of years before that. They gave about 2 or 3 good updates for the online component, and then just kind of gave up on it, and it was really sad to see. And the online community was really holding out hope that Rockstar Games was going to support it like they have with GTA Online, but it wasn't making the money that they had hoped for, so they moved on, and they obviously put all of their attention on Grand Theft Auto.
And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Money, 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 money. The passion's gone. The passion to make a cool game that's gonna go down in the history books, not there. Somehow they've been making games that go down in the history books. But people forget about the mechanics around them and the gameplay around them that got canned, like Red Dead Online.
6, and they've had other outside development studios working on other stuff like the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition, and more recently the Red Dead Redemption port that came to PC. This brings us to this recent report coming from That Park Place, which is GTA 6 woke? Now, if you've followed this channel, you've seen that we've had conversations in regards to this topic for a while now. And a lot of that has to do with what Jason Schreier has reported in the past, especially in 2022 when he indicated that Rockstar Games was going to stop punching down. And the fact that they said that, and Jason Schreier was reporting that, it really calls into question, are they going to be sanitizing this experience, and is it going to be truly worth it? I understand that there's a lot of people that watch this and just say, well, it's GTA, it's going to sell no matter what. But I do think that the formula that Rockstar Games has established is that they just make fun of everything. And I think that's what makes Grand Theft Auto...
I know there's a certain audience right now that exists, that if there's any kind of DEI stuff at the forefront, They're skipping it, and they are going to make it a point not to buy it, and they're going to spread that they're not buying it. And hopefully, it's good enough for Asmongold to say it's good. Because if Asmongold says it's bad, we got a disaster on our hands.
Auto is so funny and so unique, and we've seen a lot of franchises go down this slippery slope of, you know, changing for the modern audience and it backfiring big time. And I think that really is the concern. But this Park Place article goes much further than that. But I do think it is important to understand where all of this is coming about, because yes, this is something that Jason Schreier reported again just about a month or two ago, in which Rockstar Games reportedly asked GTA 6 writers to be less crude towards transgender people and other minorities. And I think the question is, how far are they going to go? Like, what type of jokes do they consider bad nowadays? Because I do think that the older Grand Theft Auto games were just making fun of everything and everybody. And that's why I take issue with...
everybody was crazy and stupid. Everybody. Hopefully they still stay crazy and stupid. Hopefully what they mean by that is they're going to take the transsexual jokes out, the trans jokes out. But they're still going to be stupid and crazy. Hopefully that's the case. Hopefully we're not putting trans people and gay people on a pedestal. Usually they're probably not going to put gay people on a pedestal. For some reason it's trans. Trans has quashed all of the other, like, gay, lesbian. Trans is king now.
With why they would feel the need to sanitize any of this stuff. But yes, the report says they want to be less crude towards these other different groups, these smaller groups, and all that is specifically claimed is that Rockstar is asking its writers to be less crude towards trans people and other minorities, the common targets of throwaway gags in previous versions. And this is Jason Schreier doing his own little commentary thing here to try to excuse it, but he's not bringing up the fact that they just make fun of everything. And I think once you remove that and you're just making fun of, let's just say, like rednecks or certain groups that have, you know, you see it all the time in media nowadays, it's just, again, it's the sanitization, and it just hurts the overall product, in my opinion. And then, yes, you're going to get, obviously, a lot of people rolling their eyes at stuff like this. But obviously, we've seen some of the leaked footage from Grand Theft Auto 6 already. They definitely are still making jokes about...
GTA used to be chocolate. And here recently, especially with online, so many people have been getting involved, and it's gotten so popular and pushed out to the masses so much that it's starting to become vanilla. And most people don't like vanilla. It's bland, it's plain, it's boring.
All kinds of different aspects, and even some of the trailers hinted at some of that. So I really do hope that this is just, you know, an exaggeration of what's actually happening, because I really do think that Grand Theft Auto 6 needs to hit on everything and anything. And I just question it, maybe in this modern day, if Rockstar even wants to do that or can do that. But yes, the big thing that a lot of people bring up about, you know, Rockstar Games and the fact that they are changing is the fact that in 2022, we did see Rockstar Games going after some of the stuff that they included in their past versions of Grand Theft Auto 5. What do I mean by that? Was the fact that they removed smaller transphobic content from GTA 5's next-gen release, and that caught the attention of a lot of people. Obviously, this was smaller stuff.
Yeah, I don't care. Don't be removing things in the games that are supposed to be there. The original direction of the game, it has changed now. When you take stuff out of it that was originally in there.
Like, it was like one little NPC and stuff. But it's really the precedent, the fact that they went after this stuff that, you know, it was deemed extremely bad in like 2013, but they waited until 2022, in which times have changed, and they decided now is the time to go after that. It's just ridiculous, in my opinion. And I think it sets a dangerous precedent. A lot of game development studios, especially in this AAA space, have been following the last couple of years. Yeah.
I don't think these people have been into retro gaming at all. I don't think they've played any of the old games. Because when you look back at all of these games that were made for modern audiences of the 90s and the 80s, they're garbage. All of the ones that were sanitized to not offend people, garbage. They're the shovelware that nobody plays. And that's what these games are going to be when they become retro. They're going to be the games that people look back on and make funny videos on YouTube about how garbage they all were.
And to get a little bit more specific with the changes that they made for Grand Theft Auto 5 at the time, was that a Captain Space Toy Interstellar trans figure that was previously hung in the office of the arcade has been replaced with another action figure. Again, smaller stuff, but again, still is stuff I guess Rockstar Games deemed inappropriate now. In the PS4 release, the phrase interchangeable genitalia can be seen at the bottom of the figure. The PS5 version of the game removes the figure and moves the other figures around so that the removal is less noticeable. Rockstar also disabled several NPCs from spawning outside certain in-game areas, such as the drag queen model, which would spawn outside of Cockatoo's an in-game club. While the model still exists in the game's director mode, as pointed out by the prominent Rockstar community member on Twitter, the character's dialogue lines have been removed. And then it points out in this article from VGC, again, this is the outside pressure that Rockstar Games has been experiencing for years, and they finally did answer to it. Last year, Outmaking Games published an open letter to Rockstar.
So for years and years and years, it took pulling their games from the shelves for them to listen, for them to make changes to their games. But now they're feeling the pressure from the media and social media, and they're starting to do it. These aren't the same people that made the original GTA games. Different people. Some of the people are still there, but they're just doing their jobs at this point. This is... I don't trust it. I don't trust it. And I didn't like the online mode for GTA 5. I thought GTA 5 was fucking amazing. One of my favorite games of all time. Not into GTA Online.
Rockstar Games asking the developer to reconsider these transphobic elements of GTA 5, which have existed since the game's initial release in 2013. And again, they waited 9 years, and them removing it, it's just a dangerous precedent. We've seen other developers go down this slippery slope and it backfired big time in their face. But again, in regards to the conversation surrounding Grand Theft Auto 6, what that means for the overall product, I still think it's going to be absolutely amazing. But the sanitization definitely could hurt some of the satire, and you're going to see essays and people going after, the fact that, certain groups are just completely not mentioned in terms of humor, and that's a valid criticism in my opinion if that does end up being the case. But it's a big...
And regular white men are going to be either villainized, or they're going to be the butt of the joke. They're going to get made fun of the most. Guarantee it. Because it's making fun of Florida, and that's what these people from California and New York, that's the way they see Florida, as a bunch of regular LGBT people like them, and then a bunch of dumb white dudes or evil white dudes. That's how they see Florida.
Question of, we just don't know yet, and all we can do is look at what Rockstar Games has done the last couple of years, in which, yes, they are cleaning up their culture. Some of that has to in regards to do some of the controversy that happened over the years. Some of that has to do with the crunch culture that happened under Dan Houser. And this is just Rockstar Games. They had to get their act together. It's just certain areas I don't know why they felt the need to change, because there wasn't a real overall ask from the gaming community. It was from subsections of people that don't play these games or care at all. But more specifically, we did see GTA 5 Michael actor Ned Luke go after the people that have been criticizing Grand Theft Auto 6 and calling it woke. He said, "Lucia's hard, man. In the trailer, she looked good. You got a lot of these clowns out here going Rockstar's going woke. They're caving into the wokeness of the world. First of all, there's been other female protagonists in the past, but obviously not in something as huge as this." And then he did continue on, saying, "GTA 6 is going to be the biggest game ever. She looks like a badass to me. That last scene where they come busting in, she just looks like a badass." And the thing that was cool was that she...
That sounds like Cope. Oh, she looks like a badass. Well, you know what? She doesn't have to be a badass. Nico Bellic in GTA 4 was not a badass. The characters in GTA 5 were not badasses. They were kind of bumbling idiots. They were buffoons. They were morons that just happened to get into successfully doing crimes. So like, why? So she's just the most badass GTA character of all time, apparently.
led the way. She kicked open the door, and then Jason was back there. So I don't know if you read into that as she's going to be the big time and he's going to be with her or what. And yes, there has been criticism. A lot of people after...
If it sounds like I'm bitching too much, I am.
You know, the fact that Lucia is a female protagonist and she's going to be more masculine character. And this is just one of those criticisms that we've seen with a lot of other development studios, Naughty Dog especially. And Rockstar Games, again, they have to understand the pressure that they have to make Lucia somebody that is relatable and also somebody that's enjoyable to play with. But again, we do have two protagonists. We haven't really met Jason yet within the trailers. I'm sure that the next trailer, too, whenever that will be properly introduced to him. And again, that option is there so we can play as him. And I think a lot of people maybe feel like they want to play as Jason more than Lucia, and that's the option that's going to be there for players. But getting back to this That Park Place article and talking about GTA 6 going woke, they brought up a couple of interesting points I wanted to talk about. It was the fact that, again,
That right there is the guy that I want to play as. I want to play as that guy, the alligator guy.
Dan Houser's departure, the Rockstar founder, alongside his brother Sam, who still runs the company. It mentions that back in 2011 or 2012, Dan Houser, Rockstar co-founder and writer, was asked if the series would ever feature a female lead. His response was clear: if the story called for it, then absolutely. It's been speculated that before his departure from Rockstar in 2020, Houser had completed or was close to completing it.
I just hope the story isn't going to be super emotional and about her lived experience and like how she's a woman in a man's world.
Treatment for GTA 6. Reportedly, the game was to draw inspiration from, again, the Bonnie and Clyde style story. And it goes on to mention that if that's the case, Houser himself endorsed the idea of telling a compelling story that could work with a female protagonist that should put this concern to rest, right? And then they bring up the fact that Dan Houser left Rockstar in 2020. And then they also bring up the fact that Michael Unsworth, another veteran writer and key creative behind GTA 4, GTA 5, and Red Dead Redemption 2, also left the company. And they say, why do these departures happen? What's going on at Rockstar? And then they theorize about the fact that the company's culture has contributed, you know, them going woke, for why these individuals left. But I think the big problem and the big thing that's missing here is that there's a lot of key figures still at Rockstar Games. Rob Nelson, he was a major developer on Red Dead Redemption 2. You can look back to some of the interviews with Roger Clark and Rob Wiedoff, Benjamin Byron Davies, all the key actors on Red Dead Redemption 2. They all talked about Rob Nelson, and he's...
Yeah, a big problem with all these people that stay at these companies and push the DEI stuff is they've had a change of heart. There's a change in their soul where now they feel for all of these people who have been ostracized their entire lives for generations. Get fucking real, man.
Role within that, and he is the current head of development, co-studio head at Rockstar North alongside Aaron Garbett. And they, again, Aaron Garbett as well, he's still there. They're running the show. They've been at Rockstar Games, they've been a part of these franchises for decades now, and these are the key individual figures that are missing from the conversation, because it's not just the Dan Houser show. And his brother, again, Sam, is still there. He is running Rockstar Games. He was the one who put out a statement when this game was formally announced with that first trailer in December of 2023. And then I see a lot of people bring up the fact that, yeah, 2 of the 3 writers are no longer at Rockstar. I still hope they hugely contributed to GTA 6. And Rupert Humphreys actually is now in charge of narrative at Rockstar Games. Again, one of the key figures. He worked on Red Dead Redemption 2, and he does seem to be overseeing all of this. Michael Unsworth only left recently. This is something a lot of people have pointed out, the fact that he left the company in August of 2023. The writing, the main story of Grand Theft Auto 6 has probably been written for a while now. Obviously, I'm sure they're still recording scenes and all of that stuff, but Michael Unsworth contributed. He probably was a major influence on Grand Theft Auto 6 story, as well as probably Dan Houser. A lot of this stuff is written years ahead. And obviously now Dan Houser...
Or maybe it just, the fighting kept going and going and going until it just came to an head, and they were like, and he was, or they were just like, well, this is a disaster. We're getting too close to the release date. I'm done. I'm gone.
Has moved on. I think a lot of people are questioning, why did Dan Houser leave? And I think it's right
Somebody needs to teach this guy how to tie a tie.
here, the fact that he's working on a new universe and is working on other stuff outside of gaming with this new studio. I think he genuinely just didn't want to work on Red Dead Grand Theft Auto, which is what Rockstar Games is nowadays. I think it's the very boring answer, but it's probably the truth. It's the fact that Dan Houser is a creative individual. He's responsible for Bully, Max Payne. He's played a major creative role in a lot of these games, and he's not really able to flex that muscle under Rockstar Games, who's nowadays just Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead, Grand Theft Auto. And you know, when it's a studio that is just all about these juggernaut releases, even somebody like himself doesn't get the say of, hey, I want to make Bully 2 or make a new IP. Rockstar Games, their resources just can't be allocated to projects like that, which is unfortunate. It really just says a lot about modern day Rockstar Games. And I don't think that really says anything in regards to Grand Theft Auto 6, but it does say stuff about, you know, the future of this company beyond Grand Theft Auto 6. But I do think that a big piece that's missing from this puzzle and the conversation surrounding Dan Houser is Leslie Benzies. People forget about Leslie, the former Rockstar North president who left around 2016 and had an ugly departure from Rockstar Games. There were questions if the developer would suffer with the Benz no longer being around. He was a key figure at Rockstar. And then we got Red Dead Redemption 2. Those concerns immediately ceased, and we don't really hear much about that these days. That's not to say Dan Houser's departure is identical, but it could end up being quite similar. Now, getting back to this That Park Place article, the next big thing that they bring up is certifications that apparently a couple of Rockstar Games developers have. And I've seen some people describe this as Rockstar Games is forcing diversity courses on their developers, and the problem is that's just not true at all. And so this is what's specifically noted here. There's quite a few alarming factors at play for anyone wondering, is GTA 6 woke? Yet the gravest and perhaps most damaging revelation about Rockstar isn't found in its content edits or the departure of senior staff, but in what can be uncovered about who's now working there. A troubling pattern emerges when examining the certifications held by Rockstar employees, particularly among senior members. At least 60 employees have completed a course called Unconscious Bias, with many of these certifications being awarded between 2020 and...
I was forced to do a DEI test when I was working at Dollar General. I didn't last long after that. As soon as they made me take the woke test, I was done, man. I think I was there for maybe a month, but the quality of my work went way down when I had to take that woke test. And it was like about being kind to people because of their race. And guess what? The only white person in that whole test, because they had pictures and stuff, they had illustrations, which didn't need the illustrations, had some. The only white guy in that whole test was gay. And I guarantee you, at Rockstar, they were doing some of these tests like this. Maybe it wasn't for any kind of certification, but they do these tests at corporate jobs all the time.
In 2021, the same period during Houser when he left the company, Dan. And the problem I have with this report is the fact that this LinkedIn course, it is cringe. I'm not going to argue at all against that. It is cringe. But the fact is, this is a LinkedIn only thing. LinkedIn, you know, any developer across this industry can take part in it. And the big thing that you even see within this That Park Place screenshot later on is the fact that it's 60 developers out of a company that has around 5,000. And I think that really needs to put into perspective how many employees actually took part in this cringe course. And we don't hear any, you know, specific writers or anybody at the top of this company. You can call.
How do you know that it was just one at a time people? It could be one person showing it to a room full of people. Because that's happened before too, where we took a course and it was a bunch of us. I think maybe it's been a while since Legacy Killa. Is this Legacy Killa? Yeah, Legacy Killa. I think it's been a while since he worked a regular job.
Them senior, but if it's an artist or somebody who's in charge of talent acquisition, that doesn't really say anything in regards to the actual, you know, the writing or the narrative of Grand Theft Auto 6, any of the creative elements that we're actually going to be experiencing, hopefully in 2025. All it says is the fact that 1.5% of the company, yes, 1.5%, 60 out of 4,000 developers, and yes, 4,000 is an estimation, but it's somewhere around there. That is 1.5% of the company have taken part in this random LinkedIn course, which is unrelated to Rockstar Games. And when I say unrelated, I just mean the fact that LinkedIn themselves are behind this. This is what developers, I guess, are trying to add to their resumes to, I guess, give them an advantage with certain studios. Again, some of these individuals, you got to understand the tech space, especially California, there's a lot of, you know, progressive developers with progressive views, so it's not surprising to see stuff like this. And just to add to this conversation, I know others have brought this up, but I did speak to a source that I have at Rockstar Games who their reaction to this was, what? They have no idea anything about this because, again, this isn't something that's being forced at all on developers at Rockstar Games. But this report goes on to mention, again, just points that I can't get behind myself. Another certification among Rockstar employees raises even more questions about the company direction and the possibility of a shift toward political correctness. This certification, called Diversity, Inclusion, and Belonging, appears to be more broadly distributed than the unconscious bias certification. And it's not mentioned how many developers actually have this on their resume or anything, so it's hard to make a note about that at all either. But it says, additionally, such programs have been criticized for stifling creativity and open dialogue. I agree with that. By emphasizing politically correct behavior and language, they may discourage employees from taking creative risks or expressing unconventional ideas. For a company like Rockstar, whose identity has long been tied to bold satire and fearless storytelling, this shift in workplace culture could have significant consequences. The presence of both the unconscious bias and the diversity certification suggests cultural changes within Rockstar. Such a transformation risks alienating loyal fans and undermining Rockstar's legacy as a provocateur in the gaming industry. And I will say that some of these concerns in regards to, you know, Grand Theft Auto 6 and sanitizing the humor and all that is valid. But these complaints right here, they're just not backed by anything. And I get the fact that you're talking about progressive developers, but that isn't a big startling revelation. This has just been known for years. And I just can't get behind this as evidence that Grand Theft Auto 6 is, you know, not going to be worth it. It's going woke when you have...
I don't even care whether it's woke or it's not woke. I think it's going to be a disaster when it launches, at least. There's about a 99% chance it's going to be a disaster at launch, woke or non-woke. So I'm not buying it when it comes out. Maybe a year, maybe 2 after it comes out. Unless that 1% chance that it's fucking amazing on launch, I'm sure that GTA 6 is going to be amazing. But on launch, I'm sure it's also going to be a disaster. So I'm not going to get it on launch, if it even launches on PC at all at the beginning.
Key figures like Rob Nelson, like Aaron Garbett, like Sam Hauser, like Rupert.
We're going to see when it comes out what this game is going to be like. We know the people. We know who they are. We know who we're going to watch. And if they think that it's going to be good, then it's going to be good. You got your people that you watch. I've got my people that I watch. If they say that it's good, then it's good. And then that means that we're going to play it.
Humphreys. These are the key figures behind Red Dead Redemption 2, behind Grand Theft Auto 5. They know what needs to be done. They know what's going to make a great game. And then obviously the contributions of Dan Houser and Michael Unsworth, it's definitely still going to be there based on the timeline. So I definitely not exactly worried with Grand Theft Auto 6 not delivering, but I do still obviously have some concerns. I just don't think that this is going to be a massive flop like some people really think it might end up being. This is the most highly anticipated game ever.
At the worst, I think that it could break people's trust in Rockstar. That's at the worst.
Rockstar Games, Take-Two Interactive understand the pressure. And I do think it is worth highlighting some of the new talent that they have brought in. This isn't exactly like recent, the last month or two, but the last year or two, Rockstar Games brought in some new writers from popular comedy, some controversial shows for GTA 6. The examples, Jeff Topolsky, a writer of Brooklyn Nine-Nine and The Pete Holmes Show, as well as Jordan Drew, writer of Veep and The Thick of It. These key individuals obviously were brought on working alongside Michael Unsworth before he left the company around 2023. But we have heard from other former Rockstar Games developers in regards to the expectations, the hype with Grand Theft Auto 6. And Aube Vermege, a former Rockstar developer, he was a technical director on every GTA from 3 through to 4, and he stated that fans may need to lower their expectations when it comes to the 6th game, noting he doesn't think it's going to be wildly different from GTA 5. And again, this is the most highly anticipated game. It does have to exceed that. And I think that first trailer did indicate we are going to see a proper evolution. Because the thing is,
I think that GTA 5 to GTA 6 will probably be different like GTA 4 was GTA 5. definitely that formula was there from GTA 4 into GTA 5. But GTA 5 was so much more. And I think GTA 6 is also going to be that. But it's also going to turn a lot of people off if they put in the DEI stuff. Or they'll play it once and then never pick it back up again.
GTA 5 was held back because of the technology at the time. That is not the case with GTA 6. And obviously we saw what Rockstar Games could deliver with Red Dead Redemption 2. I think that is the bar. That is the bar we're looking at. But it was said that Vermej, he elaborated by saying the massive technological jump between PS...
I still never played Red Dead Redemption 2. I beat the snow part at the beginning. And then my profile got deleted or something off the Xbox. Couldn't play it. So I gave up on it. And then I got halfway through, maybe 6 months later, the snow level again. And I was like, okay, I wish there was just a way I could skip this beginning part. Because it's too long.
PS2 and PS3.
So I never played it.
Major improvements, but that same gap doesn't exist between the PS4 and PS5. Despite these concerns, Vermej is still convinced GTA 6 will be the best game out there, and I'm sure. I do think that the expectations, some of the hype that people have for GTA 6, it may not meet that. And that's just a given with any release. There's people that tell me to this day that they hated Red Dead Redemption 2. But I do think that the overall sentiment with Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be overall excitement. And that game is going to sell billions because, again, it's been, what, 12, 13, 14?
I definitely didn't like Red Dead Redemption 2's beginning part as much as the original Red Dead Redemption. And I don't even think Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to surpass the love I have for the original one. Especially the online mode. I played the online mode more than I played the campaign, the actual story for Red Dead Redemption 1. And I did everything in Red Dead Redemption 1.
13 years between these releases, so people are going to be, they're eagerly waiting for this. GTA 6 has been talked about like Half-Life 3 has been for years. And hell, maybe Half-Life 3 will release this year for what we know. It does seem like there's been a lot of activity happening at Valve, but I will point out that, again, Red Dead Redemption 2, that is what many people are looking at as the new bar, and that's why some people are a little bit worried about that. They talk about Red Dead Redemption 2 as being worried about GTA 6, and this article just points out the fact that, yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2 is the best game ever made, and I don't think it's even close. And again, reaching those heights with GTA 6, that is the pressure that Rockstar Games faces right now. And again, there's just many other articles bringing up this. How much will GTA 6 learn from Red Dead Redemption 2? And if you saw some of the leaks, if you've seen that first trailer, you can see some of that Red Dead influence on different gameplay aspects. I think that some of that realism is going to leak into this, and I think that's probably for the best. Like having 1,000 different weapons on you all at once, especially during the single-player component of GTA 6, I don't think that's going to happen. The online, that hopefully and probably will be a different story, but anyway, Grand Theft Auto 6, the concerns surrounding it, the wokeness on all of that, what do you make of it? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. What are your expectations with GTA 6? Do you think Rockstar Games, modern-day Rockstar Games, can deliver on it? Let me know your thoughts down below, but thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this video, or if you found any informative value. Consider subscribing for more videos like this, and I'll see you later.
So, final words on GTA 6. Wait a week. Just wait a week. Don't pre-order it. 100% do not fucking pre-order it. Wait a week. I don't even care if you buy the deluxe edition if you just wait a week. Wait a week. See if it's going to be a disaster. See if it's good. I guarantee you it's going to be a disaster. And you might have to wait 2 weeks. Maybe 3 weeks. Maybe 4 weeks. That should be about how long it should take to fix everything. It shouldn't take more than 4 weeks to fix everything if it's as big a disaster as GTA 5 was. And that online mode, boy, it did not work at all when it came out. It didn't even launch with the online mode. And then it was still broken for, they didn't even know what it was going to be. For like months, they didn't know. They were just adding stuff, throwing stuff at the wall, see if it would stick. Till we got GTA Online we have today. Hopefully, it's not like that. Again, hopefully they kind of have an idea what it's going to be like, because that's what they're selling. They're not selling you GTA 6. They're selling you GTA Online 2. That's the real sell. Because you're buying GTA 6 for $70. That's what you're getting. All the other stuff, that's going to cost microtransactions money and ads money. So wait a week. That's all I'm going to say about that.